good afternoon. Welcome to another Countryside Classroom with me, Matt Gisby, BASC Wild Food Officer. Been some great ones recently, and we're back cooking again. Inside today, it's a bit gloomy outside. Last one we did, I think, was a barbecue, height of the sort of summer we had. But we're thinking today about game 11ses. Obviously, really exciting time of the year. Just September going into autumn, slight chill in the air, I suppose. And we don't want to preach to the converted, aware that many shoots do amazing 11ses, amazing snacks using the game, using the quarry. There's still a few out there where maybe a few more efforts could be made, and we're sort of, as much as everyone loves their traditions and loves what they do, there's just a few ideas of things we can do using what we've got. These recipes feature in the BASC magazine that just should have hit your doorsteps last week. They're also on the Taste of Game website, the full recipes. There were 6 in the magazine. We're just going to do 3 today. It's quite a quickish video, I suppose, to do. We don't want to bore you, and we're going to focus on the game birds. So we're using partridge, pheasant, and pigeon today. All just breasts. I know, wonderful to use the whole bird where we can, but we're making quick dishes. The idea is that a lot of the prep can be done ahead of time, and then we can just rustle something up or grill or fry something quickly and get it out there for the guns, for 11ses. And whenever I've done them at shoots or whenever I've been part of that, it always gets appreciated so well, goes down so well, and everyone loves to eat what they shoot. That's what it's all about. It does start with the shooter making the most of it. They'd also obviously work as quite smart canapes, I suppose, for sort of dinner parties, drinks parties, or you could even make larger versions and make the whole main course dish. I hope the screen's okay, sort of in the kitchen, bit on my own today, but we'll see how we go. And I've done a couple of things ahead of time. In the magazine, there's a lovely mallard, using the mallard duck pancakes, sort of a slow cooked, shred it down. We're not going to do that one today. It takes sort of half an hour, 40 minutes cooking. You don't really want to watch us just slow roasting a bird, but that's a fantastic recipe. There's also some venison burgers, mini venison burgers on there. We've done them on a Countryside Classroom before, so I didn't think I'd do that today. And the classic sort of pheasant goujons, which everyone seems to love, everyone seems to do. There's recipes for them on our website and in the magazine, and I'm sure lots of people do them already. So we thought we'd focus on something slightly, some of the other dishes today. As I said, I've done a bit of prep, so I'll talk you through as I go. I'm just going to talk and have the focus down here. And the first one we're going to do is with pheasant breast, and it's a Thai style pheasant skewer, pheasant kebab really. So I have done the marinade slightly ahead of time because I think the meat sat in there for 2 hours is ideal. I think an hour and a half, 2 hours in the marinade really takes on the flavour. Any longer than that, and because of the lime in there, it can start to cook the meat a bit. So I did this just after midday, sort of 12:30 today, so it's been in a couple of hours. My marinade is the juice of 2 limes, 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, a tablespoon of fish sauce, a clove of garlic crushed up, small knob of ginger. I put for colour and a bit of flavour, turmeric as well. 1 teaspoon of turmeric goes a long way. Just be careful with it in your kitchen. It seems to stain everything. There is some turmeric in there. And then I've chopped a red chilli, finely chopped a red chilli. And coriander, I've just taken the stalks and roughly chopped the stalks just for flavour. So they're in there for the marinade. Reserve some chilli and some of the coriander leaves for later on for garnishing it. Anyway, my grill's on. I cook this just under a sort of salamander grill. That's on its highest setting at the moment. But I've skewered 3 up. I'm cooking these dishes at the moment are for 4. I've done for 4 today. Just didn't want to cook too much. Your classic shooting party of sort of 8, double them. But yeah, at the moment today I'm cooking for 4. So I allow 1 breast per person. Pheasant breast, skinless pheasant breast. I appreciate that we're still awaiting the first of the pheasants. It might be a month and a half, couple of months until they really get going. So these are from last season, but nothing wrong with that. And maybe marinating them helps them along as well. And I've cut it into chunks, chunks like that, strips like that. And you can see I've skewered 3 up already. Wooden skewers, I'm using bamboo skewers. Again, soak ahead of time, just soak in some cold water. If you've got fancy metal skewers, all the better. I didn't have any for today, so I just soaked them in cold water for 2 hours. It just sort of stops them getting light, catching light, particularly on the barbecue or under the grill. But yeah, just skewering, spreading out, nice pheasant pieces. It's smelling lovely. People are a bit worried sometimes about fish sauce, but in a marinade with the zing of the lime juice and the chili and everything, it really works well as a Thai flavour. It's not something you want to have on its own, obviously, fish sauce, but it's lovely in a Thai marinade. So I'm just skewering them up, and they should be lovely. They take about 4 or 5 minutes to cook, so I'll put them under the grill just so I can coordinate everything coming together. But nice Thai style pheasant skewers there, which will cook about 4 or 5 minutes under the grill. I'll drop them in a sec. They're all done. Nice flat tray, and my grill is on its maximum setting for this one, so I'll just drop them there for now. The other one of our smarter ones, I suppose, slightly smarter dish, is going to be a Partridge Caesar. Everyone loves sort of Caesar salad, I suppose. It's a little Partridge Caesar crouton that we're going to do today. And I've decided to poach the partridge breasts. You could obviously pan fry them, you could grill them, barbecue them for this. But I'm going to poach today. They're just quite delicate. They're new season partridge, little skinless breasts. I'm just going to use a couple of the partridge breasts, a couple of these small sort of skinless partridge breasts. Wonderful thing to eat. Mellow flavour as well. They're perfect. They're not going to take much cooking at all. And I've heated up a stock, so just using chicken stock. Game stock would work perfectly. I didn't have any around in my freezer at the moment, but no doubt will later in the winter. But that's a light chicken stock. Just put a bay leaf and thyme in there as well, just to flavour. The stock you're using for poaching is going to make a big difference to the flavour of the dish here. So it's worth having a little taste. It wants to be highly seasoned, really. Nice bit of salt in there. That's tasting absolutely delicious. And I'll just bring it up to the boil. I'm on induction, but a sort of maximum heat on the boil. Might just bring that over here for a bit of a better view. But down here, maximum heat on the boil. And as it comes up to the boil, I can see that's just getting there. I'm going to drop my 2 partridge breasts. I haven't put any salt or pepper in them. All the flavours in the stock, and we're just going to gently leave them to poach. It's going to come up to the boil, and then we just turn it off and leave them in there to simmer away, basically, come back down in temperature. Putting my skewers under the grill at this stage. As I say, sort of 5 minutes cooking. We're just going to try and coordinate everything at the same time. As you can see there, the partridge sitting nicely. It's just coming up. They're delicate to cook partridge. We really don't want to boil them. I'll just give them a little turn over just to seal. But it's a lovely flavoured stock, and obviously everything resulting, particularly if you're poaching quite a few, you get a lovely soup at the end that you could eat, add some vegetables to, etc. But there, just sort of 1 minute on the boil, and then I'm just going to turn that off, and they'll just cook in the residual heat there. It's fantastic sort of 11s ideas out there. Do comment on this video, post some pictures of some of your favourite 11s. I know there's some amazing stuff that people do out there, some wonderful traditions that people have been doing for ages, some lovely soups, etc. It's not all about the slow gin. People do like to eat a bit as well, but yeah, these are sort of light bite snacks for people to have. So as that partridge is bubbling away, that's on a maximum heat down there. I'm just going to let it turn off and let that sit there in the residual heat and just cook them through. We don't want to overcook them and dry them out. They really don't take a lot of cooking. So another 3 minutes sat in that stock should be absolutely perfect. For that dish, it's going to be a Caesar, effectively a Caesar on toast. I have cooked off a couple of croutons. Again, 4 croutons. I'm cooking for 4 people, but just a bit of oil on them and grill under the grill. You can do that well ahead of time. And we're just going to make a bit of a cheats, I suppose, Caesar dressing. Traditionally, you'd make it the full works with eggs, vinegar, and an emulsion, and slowly make. And there's a lot of great recipes out there for making Caesar. We're focusing on the game here. We want to make it quick for people. So a bit of a cheats Caesar dressing, I suppose. We've got 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise in there, and then we're just going to add all the flavour ourselves, really, to sort of jazz it up into a Caesar dressing. So a little teaspoon of French Dijon mustard will go in. 1 garlic clove that I've finally crushed. Caesar dressing should be quite punchy. All the flavours that go in there are quite punchy, to be honest. We've got juice of half a lemon. Anchovies, which we are going to be using later on the whole dish. There'll be some anchovies to garnish it up. Again, quite a punchy, strong flavour on their own, but the juice from there adds a lovely, the oil from there, sorry, adds just a little lick of that will help give it that authentic Caesar-y taste that we're looking for. And it's a lovely product as well, actually. Don't be scared to use tinned fish or canned fish or anything like that. They're all pretty good and pretty cheap. And then I've just got Parmesan as well. Nice bit of Parmesan, finely grated into there. Everything's quite salty that's gone in there, including the mayonnaise itself is obviously seasoned good, so I don't think it will need any salt. I might just put a crack of black pepper in there, and that's just a easy cheats Caesar dressing. Most people love Caesars, love Caesar salads. I certainly do. They're a good thing, especially they're not the healthiest salad in the world, but they are lovely flavour, and it seems to work pretty well with some game. So we will let that sit. Again, that could be done a long way ahead of time. So could the croutons. And I've just crisped up some bacon as well. You've got to have bacon with your Caesar really as well. So there's a bit of crispy bacon that I've just broken up. Smoked streaky bacon, which should be lovely. You can see our breasts are just sat in there. Nice partridge breasts. They're feeling firm, but not too firm, not overcooked. I'm just going to leave them for another minute and they'll get sliced up for the actual dish. My skewers are under now. They're looking great, smell absolutely fantastic. It's that turmeric gives them a lovely colour. I'll just give them a little turn. Pheasant skewers, they shouldn't need too much cooking, but the smell's really good. And yeah, they're gonna be perfect. Just turn them over and give them another 2 minutes under there. And then my final, well, the third canapé we're doing today. I hope we don't set the fire alarm off here. We might have to have a bit of extractor action, but I've got a nice hot frying pan, and we're going to use pigeon breast. I know you might not always have pigeon on a game day, but thought nice to use. Always a massive fan of pigeon. Again, 2 skinless breasts, lovely British wood pigeon, really easy to cook. This again, I suppose a lot of our dishes today are a bit love it, hate it, but we're going to put this with some black pudding for a lovely snack. So we'll just season the outside of the pigeon. Again, we want to cook this pink. Nice hot pan, I'll just turn that up just to sear it off. There's a nice sizzle there, and yeah, we'll give them a couple of minutes on that side. Just into vegetable oil, nice and hot, just searing off the outside. Hope you can get a good view. I don't have my camera assistant today, but should still be a good view. Just see how we get on with that. We might have to turn the extractor on a second. I don't want to make too much noise for you though. I'm going to pull out my partridge breasts for a bit of a rest at this stage. They're looking lovely. As I say, reserve the stock, definitely. That's really good stuff. Just as this cooks, I'll just put that on. I have got my back door open. Keep the stock for a lovely soup, and they'll just sit there just resting, just cooling a little. Just searing off the outside of the pigeon. Really easy to cook pigeon, everyone seems to love it. Nice colour on there. And they're quick dishes really to cook. Just turn that down, we don't want crazy fire. At this stage, I've got a bit of butter, a couple of knobs of butter go in there with the pigeon just to help it cook. At 4 little nuggets of black pudding, lovely ingredient to use. I've just diced up a slice of black pudding. Decent quality stuff, just really nice flavour, goes beautifully with pigeon. So we'll drop them in just to crisp up with the pigeon to finish it cooking. And just 4 sage leaves from the garden as well. We'll just crisp them up, they'll go in the pan, flavour and everything should come together nicely. Some of these are maybe a bit complex, but I mean, if you get the preparation done ahead of time, it's absolutely no problem with it. A lot of local butchers as well nowadays will supply you for your shoot day with some game sausage rolls, some game sausages that are easy to cook. And yeah, it's just about getting everyone that pulls the trigger to sort of, it starts at home with them eating as much game as possible. It's all right preaching to other people, but I think as shooters and people that take part in the days, we've all got to enjoy and think of good ways to serve it as much as possible. That's all being rolled around in the fat. Just crisping it up. Again, pigeon breast, we want to cook pink. You want sort of medium rare, definitely no more than that, but not too rare. I can feel them just looking for a little bit of give. Bit spongy, they're going to be perfect. So you can see 3 minutes for them. Important to leave it to all rest as well, just to come together. Still on a nice high heat, and I'm just basting it. Just baste that butter over, just to get the hot butter through the pigeon breasts. Perfect. Just going to turn the heat off at that stage. So about 1.5 minutes on either side, and a nice rest in the hot pan as well. My skewers, I'm just checking. They look perfect to me. I'm just going to move that over. So nice skewers, lovely, slightly charred, cooked on the outside, cooked through, really nice flavour, lovely smell coming from that. And how easy is that to eat? How easy is that to enjoy, really? Just with some simple pheasant breast. I've got some chopped, reserved the chopped coriander leaves and a bit of chopped chilli as well, just for garnish, just to go over the top. It's not hot chilli, it's just a sort of, quite a mild red chilli, so that should go over just to help garnish them up. And again, everything sort of being sat, left to rest. Obviously on a shoot day, it often takes a while to coordinate everyone getting their 11s, etc. So these are dishes that will happily sit. I'm going to serve them with some sweet chilli, but just roll them around in the juice a little. See, I made a bit of a mess of my tray, but that's all good flavour. All that juice that's coming out is lovely, and we've got the nice coriander and chilli on top. So I'll just put them to one side for a minute while I just plate everything up. Pigeon will be my last. I want to give that as much time as possible. I've got a chopping board here. Just have a look at these partridge breasts. It should be perfect. Ready for a Caesar. Just cut them across like that. Slightly pink in the middle. That's exactly how we want them. A flush of pink. They'll carry on cooking as we go. And for our Caesar, we'll get our croutons. 4 lovely croutons. Caesar dressing. Didn't actually taste that, but yeah, lovely. It's quite strong on the parmesan. Lovely anchovy flavour. It tastes like a really nice Caesar dressing, so really easy to make. Just drop that on top of the crouton. Bit of greenery. Got a tiny bit of shredded gem there. Should do a good job. If you really wanted to jazz this up, I haven't done it today, but if you're doing a posh party, you could put a quail's egg on there as well, a sort of half a quail's egg as your classic sort of egg part of the Caesar. I haven't done that today. It's definitely doable. Nice partridge breast to sit on top. Poached partridge breast. And I'll just get a piece of crispy bacon. Sit across each one. And I've just taken half an anchovy out the tin to go on there as well. That should sit nicely there. Half an anchovy. And I do like a bit of parmesan as well to sit on top of there. So now a grater just for some parmesan ribbons. 4 little parmesan ribbons, but that's, you know, lovely September British partridge. I think if you took a tray of them out sort of into the countryside at Elevenses, everyone would be really happy. Great view. We'll get a good view of them afterwards. I'll plate everything up on a nice board, I think, as if we're doing the full Elevenses, so they can come on and sit on there, and then we'll get our skewers on there as well. So 4 of them like that should be delicious. Obviously 8 for a full shooting party, but that's the Partridge Caesar, poached Partridge Caesar. Got my pheasant skewers, they've just rested for a minute, rolled around in the juice. Pop them on there. Should be absolutely delicious. I'm actually looking forward to eating all of this. I might give my neighbour a little bit. Any of this juice, any of the leftover chilli, coriander, etc. Get it all on there. That's all good. Great flavour. We don't want to waste any of that. Just a tub of sweet chilli I serve that with. Just shop bought sweet chilli sauce. Can sit on with there. We'll just have a look at our pigeon. Should have all come together, rested a bit. Yet the sage is crispy. Black pudding's looking good. So I'll just, cranberry sauce is the only other ingredient for that. I just use a little bit of cranberry sauce as I dress them up. Just find the best place on the camera to do this. But I think half a breast per person. You could get 3 out if you were a bit short on pigeon. I've got plenty, so I thought half a breast. Cooked nice and pink through. It's a bit fancy and a bit chefy, but it is worth sometimes seasoning the inside of the meat. It does make a big difference, you know, whenever you cut a steak or a piece of venison or pigeon. It is nice to put a bit of sea salt on the inside. I get cocktail stick for these. I think that's the easiest way of enjoying them and eating them. Through the sage leaf, through the black pudding, and then through the pigeon breast. Like so. I'm just going to put a dot of just cranberry sauce, just shop bought smooth cranberry sauce, just on the side of there. Just a nice smooth flavour, I suppose, but that's what we're looking for. Sage, pigeon, sage, black pudding, and pigeon. And we'll just arrange them on our board. Just take everything out of a pan and get rid of that. But yeah, lovely snack, I think, on a winter's day. Most people have a lot of access to pigeon as well, and always asking sort of different things to do with pigeon. So this is quite a simple one. Go through the sage leaf again, through the black pudding, and just that dot of cranberry sauce on there. But they also obviously completely suit a drinks party. It doesn't have to be a shooting party or a shoot 11s, but we just thought perfect time of year to start thinking about it. Please do comment on the video or pictures of things that you guys do with game when it comes to 11s, when it comes to snacks. It's exactly what we want to see. I know there's some amazing things out there. We see them all the time, and people contact Taste the Game and do some amazing stuff. And it's just about sharing the bounty, showing people how nice, enjoyable, and easy it can be to cook it. And I'm sure, you know, if you put this stuff in front of anyone, they're going to enjoy it. And that has not taken a long time. I know I did a bit of prep ahead of time, but about 20 minutes that was, and it wouldn't have been hard to upscale it either if you were doing a few more. But we've got here our lovely pheasant skewers, Thai style pheasant skewers. You can see the turmeric does make a difference in the colour, that nice yellow sort of vibrant colour. Done a bit of sweet chilli sauce to dip that in. We're coming round for the black pudding, pigeon, sage and cranberry sauce bites. Another simple dish to do, a bit of ahead of time, took 2-3 minutes. And then I got it would work very well. In our recipe online, I think it's with rabbit. I just thought we'd use partridge as it's the partridge season and they're around. But a nice Partridge Caesar on toast. So good 11s, good snacks for a do, you know, winter wedding, something like that. Lovely canapes to have. But primarily for 11s, making the most of the British countryside, what we're all going to be shooting, enjoying this season. It really does start with everyone enjoying it as an 11s, easy to get guns to eat it, get really creative, all the flavours out there, all the different ideas. And thank you very much for watching the video. Please comment on the video with any cool recipes, pictures, shooting pictures of everyone enjoying their 11s in their field, and let us know what you're going to do with British game this season in terms of 11s. Thank you very much. Look forward to doing another one and seeing everyone soon. Cheers.